But Shalawam, Yasharahla, back again. As we go through our festive season, the end, we had a good run. We had a good run, Yasharahla. It was beautiful. It was fun. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it because I enjoyed mine. Let's say that. I've been enjoying mine, So here we go again. Let's go forward. But what I want to do is our people seem to be easily thrust to and fro with any wind of doctrine. As soon as something is heard, they latch onto it and they just run with it, It's very sad, but for me, I can say the main reason why this is happening is basically down to the fact of a lack of knowledge of self. For if you know who you are, you know what pertaineth unto you, you're not going to go astray from that. So it even shows really bad signs within our people, in our nation at this moment. But we're working and striving to get out of it. Hence why I'm doing what I'm doing now, with the hopes that a brother or sister will hear this and not just take what I say, but just move on, go forward and see if they can build upon themselves in this truth, And that's what it really is. You ain't got to do nothing with no fame, no nothing, But yeah, let's go into, winds of doctrine. I've just got a few lessons. It's not going to be a long one. I'm just going to go through a few scriptures with you, which kind of points to the topic, the title, wind of doctrine. So Israel, let us go to Ephesians, Israel. Let's go to Ephesians. And what we want in Ephesians is chapter 4 and the verse 14, Yasharahla. And verse 14 read, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. That is so deep. I'll read that again, Israel. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. And this is all they do. So, obviously, a child is still learning. Learning is consistent, but a child, as you know, is like a sponge, absorb everything nearly. Hence why we have to be on top of them. This is why we have to be on top of them, so that they don't consume garbage, right? So that's what that is going into, but it goes a whole lot deeper. We must be grown. We must be grown. We must be stable, not off balance, so then be tossed to and fro. So let's go a little bit more. We want Acts, Israel. We want the book of Acts, Acts chapter 17 and 19. So Acts chapter 17, verse 19 through to 21. And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, Slakia for the pronunciation, Israel, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is. For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. We would know, therefore, that these things mean, what these things mean. For all the Athenians and strangers which were there spent their time in nothing else, but either to tell or to hear some new thing. So you got some folk, Israel, that they just sit around daily and they just want a wind of something to pass by, and they just latch on and off they go. Totally crazy, Israel. I'll read that again, because that's what's actually happening right here. That's what in reference they're talking about, So I'll start up from 19, Israel. And they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, again Slakia, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is. What's your new doctrine? Tell us about it. For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. We would know, therefore, what these things mean. For all the Athenians and strangers with worth there spent their time in nothing else but either to tell or to hear some new, tale, some new story, some new something. Again, this is why we must be steadfast, Israel. So we don't get taken away by, something will sound good. Because that's how when people stay. Anything will probably sound good to the ear, we gravitate to it. We must be careful. Yasharahla, sense of self in this case is key. So we go to Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha Israel, 1 chapter 5 and 1 verse 9. So verse 5 and 9, Israel. We know not with every wind, and go not into every way. Go not into every way. We know not with every wind, and go not into every way. For so doth the sinner that has a double tongue. Verse 10. Be steadfast in thine understanding, and let thy word be the same. That is good advice, Israel. But what must we hold on to steadfastly? Well, we know is these laws, statutes, and commandments that have been handed down by the Most High to only us. And we must manifest them upon the earth. We must magnify these laws, Israel. Makes sense. Now, let us think back to what we read in Ephesians and what we just read here. I have time for it. Ephesians 4 and 14, let us step back, Israel. I want you to absolutely see where the connection lies here. So Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 14, Israel. That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro. We must be stable, hold steadfast, no changing, picking up rubbish. None of that, Israel. None of that, Israel. And carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive you, Israel. We can't go into that. We're grown up, Israel. We're not children anymore. We know what is necessary. These laws, statutes, and commandments. The love for our people. The love for our God. Thus, we must walk. Okay, Israel. I will close it out with James. Like I said, it wasn't going to be nothing major. It's just something, crossed my mind. So I've got to don't do it. So we've got James chapter 1 and verse 8, Israel. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. We just read about that a while ago in Sirach. Some double tongue. They're unstable. They change with the wind. This minute's that, next minute's that, next minute's that, next minute's that. They haven't a clue. Not good, Israel. Let us not fall into that. Let us not fall into that. So you know what, Israel? I bid you farewell. Israel, I bid you farewell. Until the next one. Shalawam.